Sleep time junction.
Yeah, this will definitely have to be. Don't let me lie about it this time. Even if I say I have a third wind.
No, I think
Tell me to go to bed, Garfield.
this unless we like are leaving off on a major cliffhanger, and then I might be the one being like, "Come on, you can do it."
Oh, I guess so. I guess we can do it.
I get real excited about the story. There's no escaping me.
Who do you think it is? I'm hoping this might be Peebs. Finally,
Um,
there was a little bit of his voice, and it kind of sounded like Peebs, but I didn't hear enough.
It depends
to
on
know for
if
certain.
it depends on if they're gonna introduce them in order from like the order she introduced them. Which no, they're not because we were already no, because Jared was to the right of Satch, right? In that CG of all of them.
He was left of Satch.
Well, like his right, or no, you know what? You're right. But anyway, so he was next to Jared, right?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll probably find out in a second, so let's do that.
Okay, because I figured they're just going to go around the circle of people.
Probably. Hey there. Are you, okay? You look a little lost.
Someone called out to me, and I turned around, almost jumping for joy. When I froze. Oh. A normal boots jacket. He was part of the normal boots club. I could.
It's John. Do we want to get this out?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm okay with it.
I don't want to trash other gamers on your channel. You know, I won't.
Well, then I can do that so that you feel less uncomfortable about it. Okay.
Actually,
so
let me do it because and I'll just do it with a lot less curse words than I initially did with you. It's just that he said some things that I felt were inappropriate on his Twitter, and it was pointed out to him that it was inappropriate. And, you know, just for curiosity's sake, if you're watching this and wondering, he said the R word, which is retarded, and that's the only time I'm going to say it because I don't like that word. And he used it in the context of insulting something. And I don't like that because there are people who have developmental disabilities. Technically, I'm one of them because of my ADHD, that have that word used against them a lot, and then they turn around and have that word used as a negative thing, like you refer to something that you don't like as that word. So anyway, it was pointed out to him. He threw a big fit that it wasn't as big of a deal as anybody thought it was, and then he never apologized. Like he never used the word again, but he never apologized. And so like
if we're wrong, if someone knows that he did actually
absolutely.
Apologize,
then
let us know and we can stop being angry and we'll apologize for not looking it up better.
Right. And I'm 100% okay with people making mistakes that they apologize for. Like I'm not one of those people that's just going to go after somebody forever. Markiplier has said some stuff that I really don't like, but he apologized for it. So I still watch his videos. I still like him as a person. But I just never saw the apology from him, and his attitude in general has been a little, it's just, I don't care for it. But if I find out that he apologized or that he's a little different now, it's fine. It's just, that was my introduction to him as a person, because that's the first time I heard about him, was that incident. So.
Yeah, as far as I know, since that incident, like, even though, like, and I wonder if maybe he just didn't want to lose all, like, I'm sure he has plenty of fans that are, like, Meninist, anti-SJW jerkwads.
Yeah, there was a lot of people upholding him
and so,
for that.
Like, you know, he could seem like, oh, I'm not gonna back down because of SJWs. But he also hasn't repeated it or anything as far as I know,
right?
Which may be the reality of the situation, is that, you know, he kind of cowardly but changed his, you know,
but, I mean,
his opinion on it,
and
which is still not great, but it's better than, I mean, if he's genuinely changed and whatnot, that's, I don't know, it's what you'd hope. But also I'm fully okay with, you know, sometimes you like things and they're problematic and you just deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. If you like JonTron, fine. That's perfectly fine with me. I don't dislike you for liking JonTron, but it just left a sour taste in my mouth. And first impressions are lasting, and that is just the impression that I have of him because I heard about that incident before I ever really started watching Let's Plays, before I even started watching Game Grumps. So so
yeah. Well, I think that probably covers it well enough. That we get that cleared out because I know it's a important concern, and I know some of the people that watch and also participate in the show have concerns about this that aren't here right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it would, if we didn't mention this, I'm sure most plays are not going to be talking about that. But I felt like that's important because I feel like various social justice concerns are very important to this channel. I think it's part of our identity.
Yeah, and like he said, if anybody knows something different than what we're saying, then absolutely, please inform us. It's just as of right now, he leaves.
And I would love to be wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not one of those people who's gonna just hate him no matter what. And I don't really hate him because I don't know him, but you know how it is. So.
Yep.
Okay. Moving on. We got it.
Yep.
I could practically feel my tongue swelling in my mouth. If this was a normal Boots Club member, I had to make a good impression. He was one of the founders, right? Then he must be JonTron.
We were just talking about good first impressions.
I know, right? Yes, I'm new. I don't know where Poppy Hall is.
You must be a freshman. No problem. My class is in Poppy Hall. I'll walk you there.
What? You can't do a JonTron voice?
I'll add some into it.
I will say that no matter what, whether you like him or hate him, he does have a very distinct voice.
Oh, that's true, but that doesn't necessarily mean I could do it.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
It's very New York.
Yeah.
It's like...
and he's also, I think he's also the child of immigrants, and that has some effect on it, and yeah, it's a very interesting voice.
Oh, yeah? I didn't know that. I could see that.
I think I read that. Well, I could be wrong about that. Tell me if I'm wrong about that, too. Okay. Really? Yeah. That would be wonderful. Thank you. Was this really happening?
No, this is a game.
Fake. He began walking toward a large brick building with an enthusiastic manner, pumping his arms up and down like he was in some kind of show tune. I fell in step beside him. I didn't notice it when Mai pointed him out to me yesterday, but JonTron had big brown eyes and a warm-looking face. He was basically a human puppy. I glanced up at him out of the corner of my eye. A bird. A bird on his shoulder. Birds have always made me uncomfortable. We were talking about this off. Yeah, that's funny. That we both kind of don't trust birds. But birds always made me uncomfortable. Something about the ease with which they could poke out someone's eyes? Yeah, exactly. Tell them.
Huh? Something wrong? Why'd you stop?
No, nothing's wrong. He followed... Oh god, my cat just shoved his tail in my face. He followed my gaze to the bird on his shoulder.
Hey. Oh, this is Jock. Isn't he cute?
I'll be the parent.
No. I'll have to edit it with... it's like a mechanical voice. Because I'll see... I think I can make that happen.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
It spoke? Well, it is a parrot, sweetie.
Yeah.
He put his hand to his shoulder. Jacques jumped into his palm.
Jacques is a robot bird. See? Hello.
Jacques' eyes gleamed a dangerous red when he spoke, but nothing else suggested he wasn't the normal bird. In fact, if I hadn't known better, I would have said the red in his eyes was painted on. That's amazing. Jacques twitched his head to the side, examining me in return. The more he looked at me, the less afraid I was.
What are you looking at?
What? Nothing? I'm sorry?
Oh, Jocks, you should be a little sassy.
Is it
Aren't you a little
Jacques?
sassy bird?
Is it Jacques or Jacques?
It's Jacques.
Okay.
Who are you calling sassy? I'm not the sassy one. I don't forget to feed you.
So threatening.
Jocks, that was one time. It's like one time happening. The thing that I know it's last week, but come on, just give me a break here. I was alone and starving in the frozen tundra of this empty world, loveless, afraid. Ignore him. I've been bringing him with me to the drama club, and he's taking a little too well to it. Got you, little birdie bird. I see how this is. Shut me out like I have nothing to add to the conversation.
Jacques retook his place on John's shoulder, this time facing away from us as if miffed. We resumed our walk towards Poppy Hall.
I'm JonTron. By the way, call me John.
Hannah, nice to meet you.
Hannah, that's a cute name.
Well, thank you. So, how long have you had Jacques?
Since middle school. We've been together for 4 years now. Ain't that right? I am not listening. Yeah, well, I love him to death. I don't know what I'd do without him.
It seemed like life would be a lot easier without him, but who was I to say? We arrived at so hard. Like, my life would be easier without my dog, but I'd be miserable.
Hannah is a cold nihilist,
right?
Realist.
Like, I don't trust birds, but if he loves the bird, he should keep the bird.
It's like, I wouldn't have to eat as much if I didn't have these damn arms. Why, yes, that's true.
Well, I was just thinking about my dog. Like, my dog gives me all kinds of crap, including barking during Let's Plays, but... We arrived at the brick building. A white sign surrounded by poppies declared it to be, unsurprisingly, Poppy Hall.
Which room are you in?
Room 206.
Really? Seriously?
Yes.
That's my homeroom. We're in the same class.
That laugh. Oh, God. John laughed and clapped me on the shoulder.
Wonderful. I guess I'll be seeing more of you then, right?
Yeah. Right. Together we entered Poppy Hall. Poppy Hall was lined with fluorescent lights and Asagao blue lockers. The lack of students milling around the hallway indicated we were a bit late. We ran up the stairs and made it to the classroom just as the bell rang. My heart caught in my throat. Thankfully, the teacher hadn't come in yet. Instead, students clumped into tight pods and milled around the classroom, catching up on vacation news.
John.
Thank you so much for showing me to class, John.
See you later.
No problem. I'll see you around.
He waved and disappeared into the wriggling mass of students. I glanced around the room looking for an empty seat.
Hannah!
Mai peeled herself out from between a cuddling couple. Was she part of the cuddle? Was she part of a triple?
This is canon. She's polyamorous.
Beautiful.
She is the third cuddle wheel.
The best.
I'll just be in whatever cuddle couple. She's cuddleless. Was that JonTron? Were you talking to the JonTron?
Yeah. Mai's eyes widened, and I couldn't help feeling a little smug. I'm just kind of a bitch.
Hey, you can feel a little smug every now and then.
I realized I didn't know the way to class after you and I got separated, and he offered to walk me. Mai admitted I love this. Sorry, I'm a writer, and so whenever somebody has a really good turn of phrase to describe something that I've never heard, I get really excited. Mai emitted a highly pressurized squeal.
JonTron walked you to class? Oh my gosh, you have to tell me everything.
I hate it when you do that. Okay, can I?
No, you don't.
Can I just?
Right? Can I be corrected when you're like, I hate it when you do that. That's actually just not to put words in your mouth and otherwise invalidate your what you've said.
I plead the fifth. No. I do tend to say the opposite of what if I tell you to stop, and I'm laughing, that usually means the opposite. So yeah, it's not too crazy. But
so the let's play safety word is what's a good I don't want to do banana. It's always everyone's safety word.
Zucchini.
Xena.
No, you've gone too far. Safety word. Xena.
The like I can't stop myself from laughing, but I actually dislike what you're talking about. It'd be like, stop it, Xena, and then it's like, that's a weird thing to say. Oh, that's right. That's a weird safe word for
Can I
extending the concept of consent.
Can I just interrupt you with a
You actually, yes, you may always be allowed to do that.
I can't really do it right, but
that was pretty decent.
So it's really bothering me. Is it just me, or does she have her her right sleeve rolled up, and then her left right sleeve rolled completely down? Like, I kind of...
Well, but she had to roll it up to sass her hip.
Oh. I see. Okay, that explains it. I accept that as an answer.
Yep.
Okay. She grabbed me by the wrist and pulled me into an empty desk in the back corner of the room right next to the window.
I saved you a seat.
I slid in and took off my backpack, hooking it on the side of my desk. I was a little bit worried the books inside were too heavy for the bag to handle, but so far it held up well.
Sorry we got separated, by the way. I found my source of gossip to be more important than my new friend and roommate.
I had to go snuggle with my multiple significant others.
Well, no, they're significant cuddlers. Cuddlers. She doesn't have, like, she has no amorous or sexual or attraction or whatnot towards these people. She just is... She's got to cuddle with as many people as possible, and she is utterly unjealous who else they cuddle with.
It's canon, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. Yep. It can get a little chaotic, sometimes. So tell me, what happened? What did he say? What did he smell like? Does he have peach fuzz? Is it rough?
Did she think that they, made out?
I don't know. Also, does he have peach fuzz? I believe a cursory visual examination could figure that out. Unless she was describing some area she can't see having peach fuzz.
Wait.
It's like, I didn't know JonTron was wearing a kilt.
Wait, what?
These are very important questions I'm asking. You need to answer them. Was his hair super silky, or did he have the roughness of a dog's coat?
Flattering. Before I could answer, the door to the front room slid open, and a tall woman strolled in. The classroom went quiet and obediently slid into their seats. My heart beat furiously, blood rushing through my ears.
Class?
Can I be the teacher?
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, class. The teacher's... We keep getting it spot on. That's funny. The teacher's melodious voice swam through the room, calming the buzzing high of the students back from break. My shoulders relaxed and my fear ebbed away. I am your teacher, Suzuka Wakahisa. You may call me Miss Suzuka. The emphasis she placed on the word led me to believe calling her Mrs. wasn't a mistake she would take lightly. Some of you might have noticed that we have a new student this semester. A hail of murmurs passed through the class. Some people glanced at me. Nope, there was the fear again. Would you like to come up and introduce yourself? I nodded, stood, and slowly walked to the front of the room, counting my steps to make sure I wouldn't fall. And then I realized I was in my underwear. No. I faced the class, took a deep breath, and introduced myself, and noticed a familiar face in the crowd. There was John, sitting with two other boys wearing normal Boots Club jackets. One of the boys, the tallest one, was staring at me, the barest of frowns on his face. Something about him seemed really familiar. Wait, he was PBG, wasn't he? The other founder of the Normal Boots Club? Well, what's his problem? Suddenly, all the strength left my knees. What should I do? Why was he frowning? Was it possible that I already made a bad impression on him?
I was trying to catch the Pokemons and I just couldn't catch it.
Well, I also wonder if
Don't you ever have that problem?
I also wonder if it's because somebody's talking shit and she can't hear them.
Oh. Maybe.
Because everybody's been real gossipy and mean to her so far, except for, like, the Normal Boots Club and Mai.
Yeah.
You had to be kidding me. If he didn't like me, what did that mean about everyone else? Wouldn't they follow his lead? I swallowed. The faces of the class began to congeal, forming into one giant blob. You moved from Amarirusu, right? I nodded and swallowed again. Then, like a beacon of light, I noticed Mai smiling and give me a thumbs up. That's right. What would Mai do in this situation?
Yes, I've just moved here. My name is
Burn them! Burn them all!
Stop! Yes, I've just moved here. My name is Hana Mizuno. I transferred from Amaririsu Public High School. I'm really excited to be here. I hope you'll all take good care of me from now on. I bowed my head to the class and they clapped politely. Wow! That face! When I looked up, PPG wasn't frowning, but he still seemed oddly confused. Did he confuse her with somebody else? Maybe he...
Or maybe he's like, how am I supposed to fit her into my top 10 chicks I would probably go out with in this class?
Stop! Maybe he always looked like that.
Actually, that might be it. He kind of does, usually.
I'm voting on either somebody's talking crap in the crowd and she can't hear it because she's not close enough, and he's like pissy at them for being rude, or he thinks he knows her from somewhere, or he does know her from somewhere. Thank you. You may be seated. I returned to my seat, heaving a small sigh. The hardest part of the day was over. Shizuka began talking about the standard procedure for this semester, the rules for classes, when the homework was due, and that sort of thing. It was all very similar to my old school, and I spaced out in spite of myself. A brief flicker of movement caught my eye. PBG again. He's just glaring at her. I glanced at him, and his head snapped back to the blackboard. What was his problem? Class continued on like that until finally the bell rang and it was time for lunch. Mai stretched her arms over her head and yawned.
Man, I hate the first day of class. It's always so boring.
Weren't you looking
Yeah.
forward to this morning? Something about exciting things happening?
I totally drama queened over my chair to do that. Also, we are definitely at time, but Peebs.
I want to know why he's so
Peebs.
mad.
Okay, we'll push it. We've got to.
Okay.
Senpai. We must know why Senpai is confused and upset and weird.
It's a Saturday. I'd say we're ruining the illusion, but if the audience watches Let's Plays at all, they know how this works.
Okay. Well, we will see you again real soon. This is Evil Guacamole Gaming, and I am the Devil's Advocado, and I have been joined by our very special guest,
Maggie!
Hurrah!
Hi! Your senpai is giving us issues. Everybody else, like John and Satch, have both been very nice, and he is just glaring at us.